Hey there, Tiffany Thomas with wealthytiffany.com, and in today's video I am going to help you not feel intimidated about investing. I get this a lot, so I really wanted to address this today. And before we dive in, make sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you are ready for financial freedom right now, I want you to comment freedom below in the comments. And don't forget to like and share this video. All right, so how to not feel intimidated about investing. I feel like this is a real struggle for a lot of people, especially females, I've noticed. And it just kind of feels overwhelming. There's so much investing jargon, and people use big words or words that we've never heard of. And we're just not really sure about all of the lingo. We're not sure how to invest or where to invest. And if we even should be investing right now, maybe we have some debt we want to pay off. There's just so many things that make investing feel intimidating. And I want to address this to help you get started investing without feeling so intimidated. And an easy way to do this is to just have a basic understanding of investing. And all I mean by this is when you invest your money, you are making your money work for you. That's what investing is. And there's always a risk with investing. So if you don't want to be investing your emergency fund, your savings that you might need if something, goes wrong tomorrow, maybe you need to fix your car, something happens, and you're going to need access to money. So we don't want to be investing money that we're going to need right away. We want to make sure that we have some sort of emergency fund or some sort of savings set up so that we can feel more comfortable investing and not feel so intimidated and scared about losing money because we have that buffer, we have that safety, we have our emergency fund or savings, whatever you want to call it. So that's the first step. We want to make sure that we have at least some money set aside so that we're not so worried about our investments. And that will help to reduce that intimidation, because if you know that you already have a savings and you're not going to need this money you're going to be investing right away, it makes it a lot easier to get started investing. And also just realizing that investing, like I said, it's just making your money work for you so that you don't always have to work for money. You're not always trading time for dollars. And an easy way to get started is to invest in the stock market. And I'm just going to keep this very simple. So you can invest in stocks. That's what we're going to talk about today. And stocks is just essentially investing in a certain company. And if you think about different companies that you're familiar with, let's talk about, Amazon or Apple or maybe Walmart. There's a lot of big companies that I'm sure you're familiar with. And when you invest your money into stocks, you're investing in that company. That's what you're doing. And so it's not just some abstract thing. And that's kind of what I feel, when people talk about investing, they just get overwhelmed or confused and they don't really understand what it is. But when you're investing in the stock market, in stocks, you're investing in a certain company. So if you are familiar with a company and you can see that they are doing well, and I really like the example of Amazon because they continue to expand and grow, and they are a clear leader in the marketplace. And if you kind of think about investing in a certain company that you're familiar with, you can feel more comfortable with investing because you've heard of the company, you've probably used the company. So it's not just some, random abstract, maybe some medical company you've never heard of. It's something that you're familiar with. So to help lessen that intimidation of investing, you can just kind of think of a company that you are familiar with and you know that they are doing well and you can invest in that company. And that's an easy way to get started with investing. And once you start, it gets easier and easier as you go along. It's just like with, practicing for maybe you want to learn how to play the piano. And, in the beginning, you have no idea what you're doing and it sounds terrible. But the more you practice, the more you become familiar with playing the piano, the better you get. It's the same with investing. Once you start, it becomes a lot less intimidating and you get a lot better at it as you go along. So just kind of reducing that intimidation factor is where it begins. And you can just start, like I said, very simply in the stock market, and just by stock, you can invest in a certain company that you are familiar with, and then you can go from there. And just keeping it very simple really lessens the intimidation, and you can ignore all of the talk that people have. They make speculations all the time, and most of them are incorrect. For example, a lot of people said last year that the stock market was going to tank. And they even said that the year before, and it didn't. It's gone up and up and up, and I've seen great returns over the past couple of years. And if I would have listened to other people and taken my money out, I would have lost out on quite a bit of money. So you don't need to listen to everyone's speculations or everyone's hot tips that they're giving. You just need to feel comfortable with your investments and just start very small. You can just start with, like I said, one stock, one investment in a company. And once you get started, the more familiar you'll become with it and the better you'll get at it. So hopefully this kind of helps just lower that intimidation factor. And, I am a perfect example of this. I haven't always known about the stock market or how to invest. I didn't have, my family that was all super great investors and, I could learn from them. It wasn't like that. I, got interested in it and I figured out who was investing in the stock market, and I started asking questions and just becoming more familiar with it myself. And then I actually started doing it and have been really successful at it. But it was just that, initial step of familiarizing myself with it and seeking out those that could help me invest and make my money work for me. And, just keeping it very simple. I don't do anything super complicated. I invest in companies that I know, that I'm familiar with, and I don't listen to people's hot tips. And I've been very successful this way. So if you guys need some help on getting started, if you are feeling intimidated or overwhelmed, I have a link below this video that you can click on that will help you get started. And like I said, I like to keep things very simple. So this is just a very simple step-by-step process that I follow, and you can do it as well. And hopefully this has helped you just realize that you can invest. You don't need to feel intimidated, and you don't need to listen to all of the jargon and all the speculation that's going on. You can just keep your investing very simple and still be very successful. And if you guys liked this video, please like it and share it with someone who needs this information. And don't forget to click the link below this video, because that will really help you out with your investing, with getting started investing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.